for when the here and now is just not enough, because I think you ought to have a little bit of excitement and fun in your life. I'm going to be here at Con-Jour this weekend, and then next weekend I will be up in Dallas at All-Con. Also be in the art show, and I'll be doing panels on steampunk and on writing. I'll be doing a lot of panels this weekend, and then on the 15th of April, I will be in Oklahoma City at the Oklahoma Steampunk Exposition, which is being held up there. It's the first one of those. They're going to have a lovely lineup. They're going to have sword swallowers and fire eaters. You can find out about it at oklahomasteampunkexpo.com. And then in June, I will be at SingerCon in Oklahoma City. And the theme of that is Heroes and Villains. And Tim Powers, who is an award-winning fantasy writer, is going to be our guest of honor. And he has written the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie on Stranger Tides, and it comes out just before the convention opens up. So I would love to have you all come see me at any of the cons I'm at. I've got a novel out called The Essence of Stone, and I've done some comic book work and some gaming, but most of my stuff can be found on Amazon under Beverly A. Hale. And I thank you for listening to me. Have a great day.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Con-Jour 3.0. My name is Terry Mixon, and I'm joined by my fellow panelists who will introduce themselves because I can't see your badges.
Michael Ashley Finn. I am a short story writer going into novelizations. Well, I'm sorry, not novel. That's when you adapt something. I'm actually just going into writing novels. I'm also a thematic consultant for the Dresden Files comic line from Dynamite Pro. I'm sorry, Dynamite Press.
Incredibly awesome.
I'm Julia Mandela. I've written 2 novels, House of Doors and The Four Redheads Apocalypse Now, which I collaborated with Linda Donahue, Rhonda Daly, and Dusty Rainbow. Most of my work's been with Yard Press, but I've also been in Esther Friesner's Which Way to the Mall and Thanks for the Memories, which are funny stories about monsters in suburbia. I've also edited an anthology called The Anthology from Hell that is living up to its name because I can't seem to sell it, but it was an experience.
I am a podcaster. I'm with the Dead Robot Society Writing Podcast, 2-time Parsec finalist, and let's go ahead and get the panel kicked off. We're talking about, they call it engineering worlds, but basically I think it's world building.
Yes,
That's what
I checked
they're
on
talking
that
about.
because I said I don't know anything about engineering.
You sure?
Yeah.
I think you're an engineer. I really do.
Lawyer, former lawyer, reformed.
That's like an engineer, but totally different.
Yes, exactly.
They wanted to, according to the note that I saw, they wanted to talk about how we build our worlds based on the characters we want to populate in them. And the first question I wanted to ask is, do you do that?
Depends. When I have a novel idea, sometimes it's a character. I wrote a novel called Blood Songs that I was just kind of finishing up, and that one started with a character, not so much the world. I did another novel, Demon Alliance, and it started with the world, and not, I started with the world idea, and I kind of had an idea of what I wanted for that, and the characters just kind of grew. That was my first novel. That's a very bad way to do a novel. I didn't have an outline. I just kind of wrote it organically. And let's just say it ballooned to about 2,000 manuscript pages and 9 million characters, and it was a mess. So.
That's how I write every book.
I'm kind of jealous because I'm having problems getting to 80 pages. I have plot beyond that, but it's...
Well, do what Chandler said. When you run into a stop, introduce a guy with a gun.
Done, yes. I introduced a guy with the pommel of a knife and knocked out the main character.
There you go.
That's always a good place to start. So, do you build your world around your characters?
Yes and no. I actually do both, but a lot of times they build off of each other.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For instance, I have an adventurer type character that I wasn't sure where to put him, and I also had an area in this world that I wasn't sure how to develop, and I figured out that I could play off of them with each other, and suddenly a whole bunch of things just sprout out. Once one domino goes, the rest suddenly, they were all invisible before, but they all start falling, And I'm like, oh, this all works together. And then that creates new characters.
And you
Because the
approach
world was created by another character. So.
So you introduced a world that was part